Welcome everyone, I am Smog, and today I'm bringing you an updated version of the Beastmaster Hunter spec for Shadowlands. Last video I got out a little bit later than I wanted to. I wanted to have it come out a couple weeks before, so you had the information going into Shadowlands for the best thing to do. But now that Shadowlands is out and we've had a little bit of time to play, and we've got much more data to collect, some of the things have changed, so I wanted to get this video out to you guys as quickly as possible. As a reminder, guys, I do stream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Links are going to be down in the description below. If you'd like to see more updated videos as well, I will be periodically updating these videos as more info comes out, as well as doing other DPS classes and other specs as well. So leave a comment down below on which class and spec you guys would like me to do next. I'd like to do them all eventually, but would really like to get out the ones you guys would like to see first. As always, if you do enjoy this video, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button, click that subscribe button, turn those notifications on so you know when the next video and update does go live. All right, guys, with that, let's get into it with all the information that you're going to need to be successful to play a Beastmaster Hunter in Shadowlands. All right, so let's go over some of the strengths of the Beastmaster Hunter. So obviously one of the biggest things for Beastmaster Hunters is the fact that they do have a pet, and that leaves their survivability a much higher than the other specs. The pet will take majority of the damage as well as dish out majority of the damage. The Beastmaster Hunter is also the most mobile of all the hunter specs. It can do its entire rotation without slowing down, so you can kite mobs, moving around mechanics, everything else like that, with never having to stop and still being able to do your entire rotation. The Beastmaster Hunter is also probably the easiest spec maybe in the game, honestly. It is a super simple rotation, so it is very easy if you're just wanting to have something where you don't have to do a lot of concentration, or if you're a new player, this is a very easy class to pick up and still do a good amount of damage. Some of the weaknesses, though, for the Beastmaster Hunter is, as always, it does rely on the AI of your pet to do all of your damage. For the most part, the AI has gotten better, but there are times where it can still be a little bit buggy with pathing, especially if you jump off a ledge or anything like that. Then the other issue with the Beastmaster Hunter is it does have low burst DPS, especially in single target. It just does not ramp up. It just does not do good burst damage. All right, so some of the recent changes in Shadowlands I did cover in the last video, so I'm actually going to post that clip to this video because it is still relevant, and then we'll come back with the changes to the talent builds and rotation. Well, let's go through some of the small changes that happened for Shadowlands. So the stable size has increased. So in stable size used to be 60, now it is 200. So you're able to store 200 of your favorite pets that you have tamed in the wild. For anybody who's a big collector, that is a huge upgrade. We did get some of the older talents back. So you got Kill Shot, which is going to add into your rotation. That's basically where you can do a massive amount of damage to a target that's less than 20%. You do get Arcane Shot, and for the most part, you won't really use Arcane Shot. You're going to use Cobra Shot, but we'll go into that when we get into the builds and talent. So some of the other ones that did change. So Revive Pet has actually got a 4-second cast time now. It used to be a 2-second cast time. I believe Misdirection's threat went up 100%. Aspect of the Wild is no longer on the global cooldown, and Bestial Wrath actually causes your pet to deal damage instantly once you mark on target. Multi-Shot obviously is the one that is capped, I believe, at 5 targets. So is Bestial Cleave. Also, all hunters got back Hunter's Mark. This used to be a marksman only ability. What it does is it causes you to always be seen, and you can always track that mob. So any of the mobs that kind of disappear or use invisibility, you'll be able to keep track of these guys. Use any of them that use Vanish, etc. It does not give any benefit to DPS like in previous times, but still something helpful. The hunters also got Scare Beast, which allows you to scare a beast, make them run in fear for 20 seconds. That could be useful if you're fighting, anytime you're fighting an animal, that's probably going to be very helpful. So as you'll see, at level 52, your min pet will deal for an additional 15% over the duration. Tranquilizing Shot will gain 10 focus at level 54 when it effectively dispels an effect. Your traps will be reduced by 5 seconds for your tar and freezing tracks. And of course, we went over kill shot where the critical strike damage is increased by 25%. All right, so let's go over the stat priority. Your stat priority for the Beastmaster Hunter is going to be number 1 is going to be haste. Number 2 is critical strike. Number 3 will be versatility. And number 4 is going to be mastery. Now, haste and critical strike are pretty close together, but haste does edge out critical strike currently. Versatility obviously is another good choice because it does reduce the damage you take. Mastery is the least favorable trait, even though it does increase the amount of damage that your pet does. It does not do anything for your external sources such as your trinkets, etc. All right, so your gems and enchants. As far as your gems go, you're going to want that quick jewel cluster. It does add 16 haste. All right, so the enchant that you're going to use on your gun or bow is going to be the infragreen reflex sight. This is going to add 303 haste for 12 seconds. Your chest, you're going to want to use external skirmish. That is going to increase your agility by 20. Your boots will be eternal agility. That's going to increase your agility on your boots by 15. An enchant ring is going to be the tenet of the haste. That's going to give you 16 haste to each ring. The spectral flask of power is going to be the flask that you're going to want to use. It's going to increase your primary stat by 70. The feast of gluttonous hedonism is going to be the best food that you can get. Obviously, that is more of a raid food. So if you can't do that, I recommend getting the 30 haste. The Tenebris crown roast aspect. All right, so let's go through your talent build. This is going to be pretty easy for the Beastmaster Hunter. It's pretty much the exact same all the way up until level 50 for both single target and AoE Mythic Plus dungeons. All right, so at level 15, this was a no-brainer. This is going to be Animal Companion. This has not changed. Animal Companion provides a second pet to respond to your kill command, and it is going to be the first pet that is in your stable. So if you want a certain design or certain type of pet to come out, make sure that is the one in your number 1 stable slot because that is the one that's going to be automatically called. All right, so this one is another very easy one. It is Scent of Blood. Scent of Blood basically instantly gives your Bestial Wrath to give you 2 charges of Barbed Shot. And that is going to be by far and away the talent you're going to choose in this level. Level 30 as always is a preference one, but I highly recommend Natural Mending just because it allows you to reduce the cooldown on Exhilaration, which is our self-heal, which gives you 30% of your health back as well as healing your pet for 100%. All right, so Thrill of the Hunt is the by and far the best one at level 35, and it allows your Barbed Shot to give you an 8-second buff to increase your critical strike by 3%, stacking up to 3 times. This also works very well in tandem with Frenzy, so by far and away the biggest DPS increase is going to be Thrill of the Hunt. Level 40 is another preference choice. I do recommend Post Haste here, especially in dungeons and raids, just because when you disengage, it does give you that 50% boost. Also, if you're just running around open world and you're trying to move faster, this is a great option to be able to use to move around. You might be able to find a different option for Binding Shot, very situational, but overall, I would recommend using Post Haste. All right, so in level 45, the choice here is going to be Stomp. This causes every time you fire Barbed Shot that your pet is going to stomp and do AoE damage to every enemy in the area. All right, so level 50 is the only one that you will be switching between multi-part target and single target. If it is a purely single target fight, and I mean a purely single target fight, Bloodshed is the best choice here. It does increase your pet's damage ability by 15% for 18 seconds. It does have a 1-minute cooldown. Like I said, for single target only, it is good. However, if there is more than one target at any time, especially if you're doing world questing or leveling up, I recommend Aspect of the Beast. Aspect of the Beast increases your damage and healing effect by your pet by 30%. This also applies if you use a Spirit Beast for the Spirit Mend. It is also going to increase that. So even with a nerf, it does help balance it out, as well as it's also going to increase all of your pet's passive abilities by 50%. So the leech from ferocity is going to be up to 5%. The maximum health for a tenacity pet is going to go up 2.5%. And the extra mobility for a cunning pet is going to be up 4%. So obviously I recommend Aspect of the Beast as the default, unless it is a, like I said, a purely single target fight with no ads or any type of other additional mobs. That is the only time you would use Bloodshed. But other than that, you can just leave it as Aspect of the Beast and you'll be 100% fine. All right, so your rotation for a single target is going to be, you're obviously going to cast your Aspect of the Wild on cooldown. Use Barb Shot to maintain your Frenzy and make sure that you're refreshing it as late as possible. Use Kill Shot anytime the mob is below 20% health. Cast Kill Command on cooldown. Activate Bestial Wrath on cooldown, but make sure that you dump both your charges of Barb Shot before you do that, because with the talent that you're going to do, every time you cast Bestial Wrath, it's going to replenish those 2 charges. All right, and Cobra Shot is what you're going to use as a filler to kind of do your focus management. Ideally, you want to cast 2 focus shots in between kill commands. The main thing is you want to try to keep Frenzy up as much as you possibly can. If you are having a multi-target situation, what you want to do is, instead of casting Cobra Shot, you'll cast Multi-Shot. However, you don't need to spam Multi-Shot. It actually will hurt your DPS. In order to enable Beast Cleave, you fire Multi-Shot and it lasts for 4 seconds. So then you can fire off a Cobra Shot, do a kill command, and then refresh that Beast Cleave by hitting that Multi-Shot one more time. Remember, only do it every 4 seconds. All right, so obviously there are some legendaries that you can get in the game. The number 1 legendary is the Soulforged Embers. This one does the most single target and AoE damage. Even if you don't do it perfectly, it basically allows you to light a big AoE on fire in the center of it. If you do not get that one, Rylak Stalker's Piercing Fangs is a very, very good one as well. There are also some other ones that are very close, but typically those are the top 2. The Soulforged Embers is by far and away, right now, it looks like to be the best one that you can possibly get legendary wise. As far as Covenant Soulbinds and Conduits go, the best one for Beastmaster is going to be the Night Fae. Obviously this ever changes. As far as Conduits, the Spirit Attunement is probably going to be the best one from Night Fae. Soulbinds is a little bit difficult to determine, just because obviously we're going to get higher resonance and there's other going to be things that we're going to unlock. So this is definitely going to change. But right now it does seem that Nia with the Grove Invigoration is going to be currently the best one. All right guys, and that's going to do it for the updated video for Shadowlands. I hope you guys are enjoying Shadowlands as much as I am right now. So hopefully, I wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as I possibly could. I hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. Tell me how you're enjoying Shadowlands. Let me know what class and spec you guys would like to see me do next. And make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you know when the next video does go live. Remember guys, life is a circus. Enjoy that freak show, and I will see you guys next time.